following tools which are used for quality control. And the first one is the force field analysis. Instead of this topic, I'll take some other topic. So, for example, if you want to improve the sales of a toothpaste, for example, you are the marketing manager for a leading brand, for example, like Colgate. So you are the marketing manager for the toothpaste Colgate, and the objective is to improve the sales. So now, if you take the promoting forces, Colgate, you know very well, they have got a very good brand image. So they have got a very good brand image. So sales, naturally, sales will improve. And the second one is advertisement. So you know very well, it's a multinational company and it is in India for 50 years. So in spite of being here for 50 years, you know, very frequently in the leading television channels, they will be giving their advertisement. Even in newspaper also, they will be giving advertisement. So it is there in the market. 50% of the Indian market is controlled by Colgate. Still, they give advertisement. So that these are all promoting forces. So for the objective, promoting forces. So if you see the opposing forces, so any objective, there will be some opposite. You are not able to. So in our thing is, we want to improve the sales. If you want to improve the sales, the promoting forces, advertisement is there, leading brand image is there. So they are all promoting to improve the sales. But when it comes to the opposing forces, the cost of the paste, when compared with the other Indian toothpaste companies, no, their cost definitely will be around 50% more than the most of the Indian toothpaste manufacturers. So that is the opposing forces. So this way, for any objective, so if you are given any objective, you should know how to conduct the force field analysis. So first thing, what are the various forces that are supporting the objective? So, like you have to give them all. So for example, to improve the sales, I'm telling advertisement is there, brand image is there, it's a multinational company. All these things are supporting the objective. So what are the various forces that are opposing the objective? To improve the sales, cost is very high. So we know Indian market, most of the people, cost is very important whenever it's. So this is one way of improving the quality. In this case, the objective is to improve the sales. Even for any quality, anything, you can take an objective and you find out what are the promoting forces and what are the inhibiting forces, and you try to. That is called force field analysis. And the second one is the nominal group technique. So now, you know, in this case, just we have identified some 3 causes to improve the sales. One is advertisement. The second one is brand image, and the third one is cost. So these, you know very well, to improve the sales, these are all very important factors. Okay. So like that, no, in this nominal group technique, we know very well there are many factors which are very important to improve, very important to achieve our objectives. So we have some objectives. So normally we want to improve the quality, we want to do quality. So we have an objective. So now we want to know which is going to be very important. So for that one, a team will sit together. So first, what they will ask, what are the important factors? So like this, no, we want to improve the sales. Now you are the marketing manager of a toothpaste company. You have some 10 sales representatives. So you call all of them and you ask them. So please write them. What are all going to be the? So our objective is to improve the sales. You give them a piece of paper and you ask them to write 10 points. What are going to be important to improve the sales of our toothpaste? Because only 50% of the market we are having. Remaining 50%, the other players are there. So all the salesperson will write, because you know everyone, they will write brand image. So something like that, brand image. Of course, if Colgate brand image is that, they will write something. And the next thing is, what you collect all of them, you collect from all the 10 sales representatives, you collect whatever is there, and then you finalize what are going to be the important points to improve the sales. And the next second round, what you ask them to rank which is going to be very important. So whether advertisement is very important, whether cost is very important. All this. So this way, next thing also you try to do. So in this case, if you ask them to give in a scale of 10. So if it is very least important, means they will give 1. If it is very important, they will give 10. So you identify some 10 important points, which 10 important criteria which can be used to improve the sales of the toothpaste. So the least means one. Once again, you do all the 10 people, they will rank them. So they will say advertisement is number one, cost is number two, brand image is three, and then competitive products like that. They will give some idea. So all of them you consolidate, and then whatever highest number of points. So that is what we have to focus. We have to focus there. Then only we'll be able to get our objective. So this technique is called nominal group technique. So very brainstorming, just like brainstorming. The third is the affinity diagram. So now we have some scrambled ideas. Advertisement is, so for the same example I told you, advertisement. So here they have taken an idea. What are the issues involved in missing shipping dates? So we are not able to give shipping dates. So it's a harbor, basically shipping we are doing by means of the harbor. The people are not trained properly. Engineering changes are there. Shipping turnover, bill error, bill if there is billing, if it is not proper also, shipping will be missed. The dock is work, we are not able to get. It's very difficult because my wife is working in harbor, in Chennai Port Trust. It's very difficult. Sometimes it's a problem, especially when you are going to ship a perishable item. Okay, getting dock is not easy. Chennai Harbor, one of the next to Mumbai, that is the Chennai Harbor is the most of the whatever exports we are doing to other countries. Mumbai is the first major port, and the second is Chennai port. So of course, Visakhapatnam is there. There are many ports, of course, but Chennai has got some advantages. When you want to go to the eastern countries like Singapore and other things, Chennai has got some advantage. So it will be overcrowded. Dock will be overcrowded. So these are some of the reasons. Enough trucks are not available. So we are not able to get into the harbor. So all these things, we have some scrambled ideas. So we want affinity diagram. So what we do is next same way, whatever we did in cause and effect diagram. So when we did in cause effect diagram, we told you 5 M's and 1 E. So men, material, machinery, method, measurement, and environment. So these are all some broad classification. In general, they will be the cause. They will be the cause. Any for any quality problem, you know very well, men will be the problem, or machinery will be the problem, or some resource. In this case, resources is machinery. We can take it as resource. So we have some scrambled ideas. So generally, when you do the brainstorming, you will have some scrambled ideas. How you put them into ordered ideas. So you see insufficient training. All these things, they are basically about people. The teams not used, shipping turnover, inexperienced supervisors. So these are all related to men. So you group them together. Same way, facilities are resources. Overcrowded dock, not enough forklifts. So these are all basically resources. So you group them into them. And then system, computer, engineering changes, computer. So this is basically a system. Engineering changes are there. That's why we are not able to, we are able to, shipping dates are missed. Then computer crashing is there. That's the reason. Many times now we depend so much on technology. Then that is the reason. Now many even first year students are telling we are not able to get the receipt because that is the problem with technology. Because VIT, so many students are there. Also, they made the payment. Even banking system also there is a problem. Fees receipt is not being generated. So these are all some system issues. So this is called affinity diagram. You will have a lot of scrambled data. You put them in an ordered fashion. That is called affinity diagram. And now next one, this is a bit confusing, not going to be as simple as the remaining 3 techniques. First 3 techniques what we have discussed. Here, this interrelationship, you try to understand because even I also tried. It is not that easy, but anyway, we'll try what they are trying to do. I'll tell the procedure and I will tell the outcome, and then you try to understand this. So this is called interrelationship graph. Now here also there is an issue. What are the issues related to reducing litter? And they have identified lack of respect for others, lack of awareness of impact, inadequate penalties, not enough receptacles. They have receptacle meaning I don't know, lack of parental examples, unnecessary packages. So these are all, they are all creating litter. You know very well, they are all creating litter. We have taken some 6 ideas and you have put them in a circle. So the procedure is like this. First, I will take it as A, first one A, B, C, D, F. So what I'm doing is first I will take A and I will see what is the relationship with A. So now the effect is here. This everything is like the Ishikawa diagram, fishbone diagram. So all whatever diagram, no, only thing is it has the thing is it has changed. The Ishikawa diagram is a very broad way cause and effect diagram. So here the effect is litter has to be reduced. Unnecessary packing. These are all some causes, you know very well. Now we want to identify which is going to be the driver cause and which is going to be the outcome cause. That's what finally we are going to do. So first you take A. First one you take, and what is the relationship with the remaining 5? Relationship. So now A to B, which is having stronger relationship on the effect. So out of the two, which is so then you draw an arrow from here. B, for example, in this case, the lack of awareness of impact is the stronger when compared with lack of respect to others. So you draw an arrow from B to E. So like that you do for all the remaining 5. All the remaining 5. Sorry with me. So we have to do for each and everything we have to do. So first you do with A, that means from B, C, D, E. And then from B, you have to do with C, D, because A is already covered. You have to do with C, D, E, F. And then for C, we have to do with D, E, F. And for D, we have to do with E and F. And for F, E, we have to do with F. So like that, this iteration we have to do 5 times. And whenever we are investigating the relationship, and these are all basically causes, with the effect which is having strong relationship. So if this is having strong relationship, you draw the arrow from here to here. So whatever cause we are taking, the arrow, wherever the arrows are originating, wherever the arrows are terminating, whatever originating, whichever has got the maximum, that is going to be, they are drivers. That means they are important. The other things, outcome, terminator. For example, E is going to be the terminator inverter. B is going to be the driver. B is going to be the driver. So I'll show the diagrams. Now first B and A, they have investigated the relationship. They found out lack of awareness of impact. This is more stronger relationship with the effect when compared to this one. So I have drawn the arrow from here to here, B to here. Then C, there is no relationship. C, there is no relationship. Same way, D also, there is no relationship. Whereas E, there is some relationship. E, there is some relationship. From E to relationship. F, there is no. So this way, we have to continue, keep on doing the thing. And it is a bit confusing. Don't worry much about it. You know the procedure. And finally, you are going to get like this. After completing all the iterations, now B is the driver because for many of the arrows, it is the originator. For example, it is the originator for A, for C, for D, for E, and for F. For all of them, it is the originator. So B is the driver. So lack of awareness of impact is going to be the driver in this case. And here, parental examples, lack of parental exam is in all the cases, the arrow mark is terminating here. So in the case from F, it is terminating. Because A, it is not. From B, it is terminating. So all the cases, so lack of parental, it's the outcome. It's going to be the outcome. So this is how we find out what is the driver cause, what is going to be the outcome cause. Next is the tree diagram. So these are all slight modification with what we have discussed in the previous section. So here, our objective is to increase the workplace suggestions, and we want to know all the reasons. Just we want to investigate on objective. The next stage, we have found out something. We want to increase the workplace suggestions. So create a workable process, create capability, measure the results, provide recognition. So like this. And the next stage, you find out. So just you try to construct a tree like this. So we want to increase the workplace. The first is create a workable process, and next create capability. These are the means. 4 means already we have found out. And the next stage, how to improve them. So if you want to create a workable process, create a simple input system, and then streamline the evaluation, create quick implementation. So basically, workplace, it has something to do with HR. So don't worry much about it. But how to create a workable process. So these are some of the steps. And create a simple system. Whatever you grow online, anything you grow online, make it simple, documentation, make it simple. So these are all simple, making it simple. Standardized means do local evaluation. So many times now, workable suggestions, nowadays, no, review has become very important. Evaluation and review are very important. And movies, everywhere, people are, everybody depends so much on review and evaluation. So do local evaluation, make evaluation a key management response. And nowadays, no, that is the problem. People are not ready to review, are not so many times. And the quick. So this way, now you try to construct a tree diagram. So basically, objective, don't stop with just the means. So try to keep on trying to improve. Finally, we decided to have create a workable process. So you have to go on and make it a single page document. So like that, no, you make a tree diagram. Make a tree diagram so that the entire objective is understood properly, so that quality control can be done. So that is called tree diagram. And one more PPT is there. Next is the matrix diagram. So the same, no, now for the use of the 7 management tools. So we have started with the affinity diagram, interrelation diagram, tree diagram. Right? The next priority matrix will be next. You will see matrix diagram, PDC. Next 5 minutes we will discuss this one. Finally, activity network. So these are some of the seven management tools. Now we are going to have a matrix diagram. So you have some criteria. So you have some criteria like creativity. So all these now our idea is to analyze the 7 techniques, management techniques, 7 management by means of matrix diagram. So you have some criteria. So generally we can have creativity, analysis, consensus, action like this. And we can have whether they are related or very frequently related or occasionally related. So for example, affinity diagram, to creativity, it is always related. Affinity diagram, consensus is always. Whereas occasionally action, when it comes to action, often affinity diagram, so, I think it is in the previous slide. Affinity diagram, what scrambled ideas, you have put them together, but it cannot be put into action. So they are very occasionally related. So this way, we can have some criteria. We can have some 3 or 4 criteria, and then whatever techniques you want to evaluate by matrix diagram, you can put them there, and you can find out, just like QFD, whatever quality function diagram, quality function diploma, house of quality, same thing what we did. So we are trying to draw the relationship with the criteria, that they are strongly related, that is always they are related, or frequently they are related, or they are occasionally related. So this way we can compare them. So this is called matrix diagram. And the next is the prioritization. In this matrix diagram, we are not using any weightage. So that's like that we are trying to relate whether they are related or not. We are not using any weightage for them, which is among the 4, which is very important. All are not equally important. Just we are trying, and it will give a vague idea of how they are related. Whereas in this prioritization, we are trying to prioritize. So in this case, improving the shipping efficiency, just like the previous example, people and equipment are the major causes. And then there are options. If it is people, means you have to train the supervisor. So now criteria, we have taken a criteria. So now we have the objective, which is improve the shipping efficiency. And there are many causes, because just for academic purpose, we have taken some 2 causes, important causes. One is people. We want to improve the shipping efficiency. One is people. Second one is equipment. Example, what we have discussed previously. So we have to train the supervisor, train the operators, use 3-man teams. And if it is equipment, purchase new trucks we have to purchase. So out of these options, we have some 4 criteria, which is, so all 4 are there. There are some 4 options which can improve the shipping efficiency. Now we have taken some 4 criteria to implement, accepted by the users, because that is very important. The supervisors, operators, that is important. Even though something, if university, if you want to implement something, the students should accept. That is very important. So that's why that's why we are having something called QCM, quality control meeting. If at all something is you can raise your voice. because you know very well, and in our school, no, it is being conducted very rigorously, very religiously and rigorously. Every time we are conducting, so you can. So that is very important. Should be accepted by users. So university, something is there, no? Students should. So that is also very important criteria. Quick to implement. That is very important. Training supervisor, whether purchasing is quick. Then available technology. What is available? Then low, of course, cost is very important. And now you have to put some weightage. That is important. It is very similar to the matrix, whatever, but we are trying to prioritize. Now there is a procedure. Don't worry. Don't go into much. So we have a 2-member panel. They will decide. So out of these 4 criteria, if this member 1 says quick to implement is very important. Whereas member 2 says, member 2 also says, but a weightage is giving different weightages. And even low cost, they say member 2 says 0.2, 20% is selling because he has to give 100%. All the 4, he has to make it 100%. So 2 members, they will evaluate which criteria is important. Accepted by users, he says 30%, he says 25%. So like that, and then they take average, and then they are going to get some weightage like this. Not 0.35 plus 0.25 because they have added other things. Why total came? Because this is for other members. Other members they have not come. So finally 1.5 accepted by users, weightage is 1.5, low cost is 0. Not very important. That means it's not very important. Quick to implement, everybody says so 2.1. Available technology 0.4. So this way you create some weightage for all the criteria. And then I missed it. Sorry, I missed it. One more slide is there. Okay, I don't know how I missed it. I don't know. So what they will, all these criteria, they have to evaluate. I think it is in the textbook. Maybe next class I'll show you. Already time is there. So here, no, so this thing will come. This thing will come, and for each option we have to decide. We have to decide based on weightage, and then they multiply, and they're going to get it right. Next class I'll show. Wednesday class I'll show that one more thing is there. So we can prioritize among the options. We can prioritize based on these criteria. We are giving the weightage, and then we can prioritize whether. And we know obviously this one. Quick to implement is going to be important, and I don't remember. Yesterday I get prepared, which is very important. I don't remember. So out of these 4 options, no, the maximum, because we are having some weightage, and weightage from the ranking, you have a value. The highest value is going to be the thing. That option has to be handled first. Priority has to be given to that option. But I am not able to remember. I think I don't know. I forgot. Completely I forgot. Some no. So we prioritize based on weightage of the criteria and this ranking, whatever ranking, both of them we are including and we are prioritizing. So with this, I will stop for this class, and we will meet on Wednesday. And please don't worry about the assignment. The assignment is still, I have not changed the date. Please, you can submit the assignment latest by 13th of March, 12 p.m. night 12 o'clock, midnight 12 o'clock. You have to submit the digital assignment number 1. Digital assignment number 1. It has to be submitted on or before 13th of March. 13th of March. With this, I will stop. One more thing is there which we will cover on Wednesday. One more activity diagram. Program, 2 more process decision program chart. Then the activity network diagram. So this, I think I have covered those who have taken operation research of an LTIL. There is one model, PERT and CPM. So they have studied. So very briefly, we will see what is that activity diagram, which can be very improved for whatever quality issues. Service industry, whatever quality issues, no, very easily. So this is an example of ISO, which is also related to TQM. So these 2 things, these 2 concepts we will discuss on Wednesday.